every Obsidian video you've watched has taught you the same thing: the features, the plugins, workflows, templates. This video is going to make all of that irrelevant. I've been running my entire YouTube production pipeline, the research, the scripting, the SEO, the thumbnails, through Claude skills that I built myself. And a few weeks ago, I asked a simple question. What if my Obsidian Vault wasn't something that I had to learn how to build? What if I just told Claude what I wanted and it built it for me? Turns out the CEO of Obsidian already thought of this. He quietly dropped an open source repo that teaches Claude the exact grammar for every Obsidian file type, and almost nobody making videos about this has touched it. By the end of this, you're going to have a fully operational AI-powered second brain, and you won't have to memorize a single Obsidian shortcut to get there. Here's where most people get stuck. They hear second brain and they think, I need to learn Obsidian. I need to learn the syntax. I need to learn data view, templater, Canvas, basis, wikilinks, and then after 3 weeks of tutorials, maybe I can start actually using it. That's backwards. We are past the era where you need to learn how to do things. We are in an era where you need to learn what the framework is. The framework is what matters. The features are details that an AI agent can handle better than you can anyways. Think about it like this. You don't need to memorize how to format a table in markdown. You need to know the tables exist, when to use them, and then tell Claude, build me a table that tracks X. That right there is a completely different skill. That's context engineering. And it's actually the skill worth developing right now. Not for Obsidian, not for any single tool, for everything. So here's the system. You are the architect, Claude is the builder, and Obsidian is the material. Your job is to tell Claude what you want to exist, and then get out of the way. Let me show you how fast this goes. Before anything else, Obsidian. And I want to show you this because most people assume setup is going to be complicated. Go to Obsidian MD and then hit download. It's free for personal use, no account creation, no cloud setup, no subscription wall. Install it like any other app. I've already done this, so I can just open up Obsidian. But when it opens up, it'll ask you to create or open a vault. And a vault is just a folder stored locally on your computer. Just name it whatever you want. Point it at a folder, like I did. I put mine in the documents of my Mac, or make a new one. That's it. You're in. Now here is the thing that makes this whole video work. Every single note that you create in Obsidian is a plain markdown file sitting in that folder. The beauty is there is no database, no proprietary format, no servers. It's a folder of text files on your local machine. And this is exactly why it pairs with Claude better than anything else. Because Claude reads, writes, and edits Markdown natively. This isn't some API integration hack. .md, or Markdown, is Claude's first language. Your vault is already AI native. You just didn't know it yet. You've now done everything you need to do in the Obsidian UI for this entire video. Everything else, Claude is going to build it. This is the core of the video. And this is the thing that separates this from every other Obsidian tutorial on YouTube. Most people use Claude with Obsidian like this. They open Claude, they type, help me organize my notes, and they get a generic answer back. Why? Because Claude doesn't have the Obsidian documentation. It doesn't know your vault structure. It doesn't know the syntax rules for wikilinks or Canvas JSON or base files. So the output is surface level at best, broken at worst. What we're going to do instead is build a skill, a reusable structured set of instructions that you give Claude once. If skills are new to you, I have a full video on exactly how they work. It's called You're Prompting Claude, I'm programming it. Links in the description. It's worth watching after this, but I'll cover what you need right here. And from that point forward, every single time you work on Obsidian, Claude operates as a full Obsidian expert. It knows every file type, every syntax rule, every plugin behavior. You never have to explain the basics again. Here's the prompt. I'm putting this in the description so you can copy it directly. What you're looking at right now is the entire Obsidian documentation, compressed into a format Claude can use instantly. When you paste that prompt into Claude that I just gave you to create the Obsidian power user, you can then have access to wikilinks, callouts, formatter, Canvas JSON schema, data view syntax, all of it. You didn't memorize any of this. You told Claude to learn it, and it packaged it for you. That's the framework. You learned what exists, Claude learned how it works, and now you can build anything. Now, remember when I mentioned the Obsidian CEO? Here's the story. Stefan Go goes by Capano online and is the CEO of Obsidian. And unlike most SaaS companies that bolt an Ask AI button into their app, he did something different. He released an open source GitHub repo called Obsidian Skills. 5 agent skills that teach Claude Code the correct file grammars for every Obsidian file type. Markdown, bases, canvas, the CLI, and a web clipper called defuddle. Why does this matter? Because without these skills, Claude silently breaks things. It'll generate wikilinks with the wrong syntax. It'll write Canvas JSON that Obsidian can't parse. It creates base files that are structurally invalid. You won't get any error. It'll just be wrong. And these skills prevent that. Here's the part that tells you this is real signal, not noise. Capano posted on X asking people to share their Obsidian plus Claude Code workflows. And that post got 1.3 million views and over 400 replies. The demand is there. The builder community is already using this. And almost no one on YouTube covered this repo properly. That skill that you just built, this is what's inside it. I took Capano's repo, paired it with the official Obsidian documentation, and then I ran it through Claude's built-in skill builder. And that's the prompt I gave you. You were already running this repo, and you just didn't know it yet. Now watch this. My prompt to Claude Code is going to be, I'm working on a new YouTube video called WTF is SaaS. Create a new folder for it inside of my YouTube folder. Research the topic with the research agent and drop the research into that folder as a note. Make sure this uses the Obsidian agent. I typed one sentence, plain English, no file paths, no syntax, no formatting instructions. And watch what Claude actually does. It creates the folder. It researches the topic and writes the note directly into my vault. Now here's what I want you to pay attention to inside that note. You see this block at the very top section between the two sets of dashes? That's called the formatter. Think of it like a label on a folder where it stores information about the note. The title, the date, the tags, the status. Obsidian uses it to search, filter, and organize your vault. You didn't write it. Claude wrote it correctly. And you see these words wrapped in double brackets like this? Those are called wikilinks. They're how Obsidian connects notes together. Click one and it jumps you to that note. It's how your vault becomes a web of ideas instead of a pile of isolated files. Again, Claude generated every single one with the right syntax. No broken links. No manual formatting. This note is production ready, and I didn't even touch the Obsidian editor once. Here's where this gets interesting, and this is the part most people don't think about. Claude Code works because it has direct access to your local vault. the actual folders on your machine. When you tell it to create a note, it writes the file. When you tell it to reorganize, it moves the file. There's no middleman, no sync, no API. Claude is just reading and writing to a folder like any other program on your computer. Now here's the setup that changes everything when you're away from your desk. Assuming you already have Claude Code installed and you CD'd to the directory where your Obsidian vault is located, within your terminal, run Claude dangerously skip permissions. You then remote control into your desktop and now connect from your phone. That's it. Your phone now becomes a terminal, a remote control for your machine. Claude Code is still running on your desktop, still has full access to your vault, still has your skills loaded. You're just operating it from wherever you are. Think about what this means. You're in the backseat of your friend's car, you open Claude Code on your phone, and now you can SSH into your machine and tell Claude to do something with your vault. It happens instantly on your actual machine. No waiting, doing your work. Your vault isn't just local first. It's remote accessible without sacrificing any of the power. If this clicked for you, if you're seeing what this unlocks, I'm building more of these. The entire system I use to produce this channel runs on Claude skills, and I'm breaking down every piece of it. Subscribe if you want the signals on what's actually worth building with AI right now. No noise, no filter, just the frontier. The skill building prompt is going to be in the description. Copy it, build your vault. And if you want to see what this system looks like, I'll link a full video where I walk through my full production pipeline. This is the shift. You don't need to become an Obsidian expert. You need to become the architect who tells the expert what to build. The builders who are winning right now are not the ones who memorize the most features. They're the ones who figure out how to give AI the right context to work efficiently. That's context engineering, and you just learned it. Stay hungry, keep building.